Hello everyone, this is Preeti and today we are going to deal with the topic decision making. This topic is covered in UGC NET management syllabus. Before explaining the topic, let me say about a few things. This is Divaga Education Hub where they take classes for UGC NET management which are online classes for 2020. You can try demo classes here. Also, they target the UGC NET June exam where you can get a study material and online classes for commerce, management, economics, education and HRM. You can also use the discount code NETJRF 2020 which gives special offers. You can call or WhatsApp this number 731 076 2592. Coming to the topic decision making. Here we're going to cover concept, process, techniques and tools. Of course, everyone makes decisions every day, but decision making plays a very important role in big firms or in the management or in the organization. Here are some of the definitions. According to Haynes and Massey, decision making is a process of selection from a set of alternative courses of action which is thoughtful to fulfill the objective of the decision problem more satisfactory than others. So it says that among many alternatives for a particular problem, we are going to choose the best alternative, which is a solution or a decision. According to George Terry, decision making is defined as the selection based on some criteria from two or more possible alternatives. Some of the examples of decision making in an organization are in designing and manufacturing products, delivering services, finance, marketing and sales, etc. Coming to the importance of decision making in management. It just says that decision making plays a very important role in better utilization of resources so that no resources are wasted. Second, facing problems and challenges in the near future. Third, business growth, which is in terms of profits. Fourth, achieving the objectives of the organization. Fifth, increasing the efficiency, thereby increasing the profits or sales of the product. Sixth, facilitates the innovation of new ideas, thoughts or new products. 7. Motivates the employees. There is a brainstorming session where they include all the employees' decisions and make one best decision out of it. That's why it motivates employees. Coming to the characteristics of decision making. Decision making is based on rational thinking. Rational means logical thinking, or in other terms we can say that it is based on facts rather than experience or opinions or intuition. It is goal oriented. The decisions are pervasive and intellectual. Pervasive means without decisions we can't run the functions of the organization. So in all the managerial activities and all the functions, decision making is very important. Decision making is a continuous process where it takes place in all the activities of the organization. It implies commitment of organizational resources to make sure the resources are not wasted. It is a selective process where best decisions are made from many alternatives. Evaluation, review of the decision and the feedback of the output from the decision is very important so that if there is any problem with the decision, it can be changed at any time. Coming to the decision making process. The 7 steps of the decision making process are as follows. First, to identify the decision. To identify the decision, we have to identify the problem first, or we have to answer the questions which leads to the solution or the decision. Second, to gather the relevant information. It may include facts or the data that supports the decision. Third, identify the alternatives. So for a particular problem, there may be many solutions or the alternatives. We have to identify all the alternatives. Fourth, weigh the evidence. For each and every alternative, we have to find the facts so that it supports the alternative or the solution. 5. Choose among the alternatives. Here, the decision making plays an important part where among many alternatives, the best one alternative is chosen where the decision has to be made. 6. Take action. So we are going to implement that decision which is taken. 7. Review your decision. Once a decision is implemented, we have to check for the feedback. So if it is working properly, then we no need to worry. If we need some corrections in the decisions, then we can alternate the decisions and we can make a new decision. These are the 7 steps to effective decision making. So using this 7-step decision making process, we can help to make more deliberate, thoughtful decisions by organizing the relevant information and defining the alternatives. This approach increases the chances that we'll choose the most satisfying alternative possible. So first is identifying the decision or identifying the problem. Second is gathering the information, which is facts. Third is identifying the alternatives or the solutions. Fourth, weighing the evidence based on facts. Fifth is choosing among the alternatives, that is best decision is made. Sixth is implementing the decision, which is taking action. And seventh is review your decision. Coming to the techniques of decision making. A number of techniques extending from guessing to mathematical analysis are used for decision making process. Some of the decision making techniques which are generally employed are as follows. First is intuition, which is nothing but the inner feeling of the people. Second is facts, which is data. Third is experience, past experience of the people. Fourth is consider opinions. It may be the opinions of the higher officials or the friends or colleagues, etc. Fifth is operations research. Fifth is operations research, which is the modern technique. Using the scientific technique, we are going to analyze the data and we are going to make decisions. Sixth is linear programming, where we are going to use the better techniques or better make. Sixth one is linear programming, where we are going to find the better solutions or the better decisions based on data. First is intuition. It is characterized by the inner feeling of the people. The decision maker has his own preferences, influences, and psychological makeup. The past knowledge, training, and experience of the decision maker plays an important role in intuitive decisions. Though the decisions are made quickly with this technique, the other suitable techniques for the problem may be neglected. So this is the first technique. Coming to the second technique is the facts. Facts are considered to be the best basis of decision making because it includes the factual data while making decisions. The decisions taken using facts will be sound and proper. It's also essential that facts should be properly collected, diagnosed, classified, and interpreted. The imagination and the beliefs of the decision making are also required to comprehend the facts in proper perspective. Third technique is experience. Of course, past experience of a person becomes a good basis for making decisions. Experience should not be followed blindly. Managers should use their past experience for the same situation and may bring the same decisions. So the present situation should be properly analyzed and accessed before taking a decision. Coming to the fourth technique, which is considered opinions. Sometimes discussed and considered decisions by more persons become logical and may form a sound basis for decision making. So besides statistics, opinions are given due weightage. Some of the examples are a marketing manager, before deciding to market a new product or not, he wants to use the statistical data as well as the opinions before making a decision. Coming to the fifth technique, which is operations research. The operations research is one of the techniques used by the modern management for deciding important matters. It is one of the systematic method based on analysis of data. It helps managers by providing the scientific basis for solving the organizational problems. Some of the examples are, it includes statistical techniques such as regression analysis, statistical inference, and analysis of variance to make the decisions when the conditions are uncertain. Uncertain means unpredicted. Coming to the sixth technique, which is linear programming. This technique is used to determine the best use of the limited resources for achieving the given objectives. It's based on the assumption that there exists a linear relationship between variables and that the limits of the variations could be ascertained. Some of the examples of linear programming technique are, this technique is used to solve problems in areas like transportation, production, warehousing, etc. The conditions under which the decisions are taken are as follows. First is certainty. Certainty is a situation where we know the problem, we found the solution, or we made a decision and we know what will happen after the decision is made. So, under certainty conditions, we use deterministic model. Second is a risk situation. Under risk situations, there is no much data available. So we use subjective probability based on past experience, available information, or intelligence to make decisions. Uncertainty situation. Uncertainty means unpredictable situation where there is no much data. So we use modern techniques such as risk analysis, decision trees, and preference theory to make decisions. Coming to the tools for decision making. First is a market research. Second, decision matrix. Third, cost benefit analysis. Fourth, T-chart. Fifth, SWOT analysis. Sixth, Pareto analysis. Seventh, feasibility analysis. First is market research. Marketing research is an essential tool, especially when you're gathering the information before taking a decision. This will include analysis of the potential customers, state of the market, and the competition in the market, among others. This is a strategic tool which most entrepreneurs rely on to make the right decision. So, for market research, they conduct surveys, questionnaires, polls for making the better decision before introducing a new product in the market. Second is decision matrix. With this tool, you'll critically analyze all the available options or alternatives of a particular decision. This allows you to look at all the options and the factors that affect each. You can use comparative analysis so that you can find the best option to help you in decision making. This is one of the most critical tools for most organizations as it will help reveal the best strategy and decision to make. Here's an example for decision matrix. Let's consider an example of toy car decision matrix where the ideas are given like smart car, sedan, Wrangler, bug car, Flintstone car, and it is rated based on simplicity to build, construction time, ease of assembly, aesthetic value, and originality. Among the ratings from 1 to 5, where 1 is rated as worst and 5 is rated as best, so the maximum rating is given to Flintstone car. So that decision is taken. Third tool is cost benefit analysis. As the name suggests, if there are two projects, say project A and project B, we are going to analyze the cost and the benefit of both the projects, project A and project B. So whichever project gives the maximum benefit, we are going to select that project. We are going to make a decision to select that project. That is what is explained here. So with the cost benefit analysis, you'll take the time to access all the costs that will be involved in the decision taken and the benefits that the organization will gain from this. As a result, entrepreneurs will go for the decisions that will have a greater benefit in terms of the overall net profits in the organization. The sole objective of any company is to make profits, and as such, every decision taken should be towards that direction. So the cost of mitigation and risk utilization, cost of acquisition and implementation. Whereas coming to the benefits, context specific benefits, benefits of process change and benefits of use of knowledge. The fourth tool is T-chart. This is also among the best tools that can be used for comparative analysis. The T-chart is used to weigh the pros and cons of any option that the organization may be considering. At the end of it all, it helps entrepreneurs to make the right decision having weighted in all the advantages and disadvantages of all the available options. For example, let me take a decision in investing in gold coins. So before making a decision about it, I should know the pros and cons of it. Here, the pros are easy to store, big investment is not required, and value is quite comparable to international gold price and one of the most recognized and reliable way to invest in gold. Whereas coming to the cons, you have to pay a premium of 4% to 10% while buying, and same percent is discounted while selling, resulting in lesser overall return. And as it is a physical form, so threat of theft is possible. So after knowing the pros and cons, I can make decisions out of it. Fifth tool is SWOT analysis, where SWOT represents S for strength, W for weakness, O for opportunities, and T for threats. The SWOT analysis is commonly used for strategic planning and eventual decision making. Using SWOT analysis, entrepreneurs are able to maximize on the strengths of the organization. The weaknesses are also considered in the view of the available opportunities. The organization will also consider the possible threats before taking any course of action. This is an effective tool as it allows the entrepreneurs to analyze the company from all possible angles before making a decision. So how to conduct a SWOT analysis for a small business? If you want to know about the strength of the company, then you can ask question like, what do you do well? If you want to know the weakness of the company, then you can ask, where do you need to improve? If you want to know the opportunities, what are your goals? And if you want to know the threats of your company, what obstacles do you face? By answering all these questions, you can come to a decision whether you can take a better decision using the SWOT analysis or not. Sixth tool is Pareto Analysis. This is commonly referred to as a Pareto principle and is common when organizations have to make huge decisions. This is inclined towards the prioritization in that 20% of the factors that contribute to 80% of the organization's growth will be given top priority. This will give the decisions that have the highest level of impact top priority. Here is an example of Pareto analysis diagram. So 20% of cost leads to 80% of effect, which means that 20% of any input, whether it's time, resources or effort, if it accounts for 80% of the output, 80% of output in sense, 80% of results or 80% of rewards or 80% of revenue, then we can make decisions according to it using Pareto analysis. Coming to the seventh tool is the feasibility study. Feasible means possible. So feasibility studies are also used in the strategic planning of the business. In this case, entrepreneurs will access the possibility of creating a specific project and if it can make profits. This is among the tools that should be used at the very beginning of launching a new product or service. This will help the company decide if a particular strategy is ideal or feasible for the company or not. So before going to the market research tool, you can try this feasibility study. Feasible means possible. So we are going to see whether there is a possibility of introducing a particular product in terms of legal, technical, scheduling, operational and economic. Based on this feasibility studies, we can make a decision whether we can introduce a new product in the market or not. So in the decision making process, it is very important to review every decision that you have taken progressively so as to ensure that the company is achieving the set objectives. So which way will you choose? Among the many alternatives that is provided or many solutions that are given for the problem, the best solution or the best alternative is taken as a decision. Hope you all understood. Thank you.